Have you ever woken up one morning and felt like something was off? Maybe there's no pain, no injury, no bruises, but when you bend down to tie your shoes or get up from your favorite chair, there's this strange heaviness clinging to your legs. A quiet struggle. You pause. Have I always been this slow? That silent shift often goes unnoticed until one day, the simplest things suddenly feel hard. And by then, your muscles may have already begun to fade away. You might not see it. You might not feel it. But right now, thousands of older adults just like you are quietly losing muscle strength day by day without even realizing it. This isn't just aging. This is called sarcopenia, a medical condition where muscle mass shrinks, strength disappears, and independence slowly slips out of reach. After 50, your body naturally loses about 1% to 2% of muscle each year. But here's the part that's even more concerning. It's your everyday habits, the ones that seem harmless, that are quietly making things worse. There's no warning sign. In fact, some of these habits were once believed to be good for you. Today, we're going to uncover 5 common daily habits that seem innocent, but are quietly breaking down muscle strength in people over 60, day by day, little by little. So if everyday tasks are starting to feel harder, if you feel weaker, less steady, or like you're not quite yourself anymore, stay with me. Because what you're about to discover might be the turning point in your journey to reclaim strength, balance, and lasting health. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Senior Health Wisdom community, where every day we bring you practical science-backed tips to help you stay strong, energized, and independent at every age. If you are looking for a detailed schedule to kickstart your journey to strength restoration, download the weekly routine plan for seniors, which includes daily meal plans, complete nutrition, anti-inflammatory and muscle protecting, gentle exercise, regimens designed to improve flexibility and strength without overwhelming your body, healthcare tips, simple yet effective strategies to keep you healthy and confident in your daily life. To receive this guide, click the link in the description or comment with the keyword routine plan. We will send it to you right away. Now let's start with the first silent habit that's weakening your muscles, the one that begins each day with refined carbs, a recipe that's quietly draining your strength. Each morning, as sunlight filters through the window and you sit at your familiar breakfast table, maybe you start your day like millions of others, a slice of warm, soft white bread, a little butter or sweet jam, and maybe a steaming cup of coffee beside it. It all feels so familiar, so comforting, a habit you've followed for decades. But inside your body, something very different is quietly unfolding. Something you may not notice until it starts getting in the way of even the simplest things. That innocent-looking white bread is actually triggering a chain of biological reactions most people never think about. Inflammation, hormone imbalance, and interference with muscle recovery. And it's not just the bread. Pasta, pastries, cookies, anything made from refined flour is quietly contributing to your body's weakness, meal by meal. You see, refined flour has been stripped of nearly all its fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. What's left is mostly fast-absorbing starch that turns into sugar in your bloodstream within minutes. Then your body reacts by releasing a surge of insulin to bring those sugar levels down. This doesn't just leave you feeling tired and drained, it sparks low-grade inflammation, a state where your body is constantly fighting a hidden battle. Like rust eating away at metal, inflammation quietly breaks down muscle fibers, weakening you without a sound. Even if you think you're eating enough protein like eggs, chicken, or fish, if you're still eating refined carbs every morning, those nutrients aren't being used properly. When insulin is high and your immune system is busy fighting inflammation, your body no longer prioritizes muscle repair and growth. So the more you eat that way, the easier it is to lose muscle without even realizing it. Worse yet, calories from refined flour are empty. They don't nourish your body. They feed fat, not muscle. That leads to a common paradox. In older adults, weight might go up, but strength goes down. You might start to notice it when a grocery bag suddenly feels too heavy, or when climbing stairs makes your knees shake. That's not aging, that's repetition. Habits repeated every morning. Studies have shown that diets high in refined carbs increase the risk of insulin resistance, not just a path to type 2 diabetes, but a direct contributor to long-term muscle loss. And when your muscles weaken, everything else has to pick up the slack. Your joints work harder. Extra weight puts strain on your knees, hips, and lower back. You might not see the damage right away, but over months and years it builds up. And one day, getting out of a chair feels like climbing a mountain. So, what can you do? The good news is, you don't have to give up bread or pasta entirely. Just make a few simple changes and you can begin to turn this around. Start by removing white bread from your breakfast. Instead, go for 100% whole grain breads like rye oat or sprouted grain bread. These keep the bran and germ layers full of fiber, B vitamins, and minerals, helping stabilize your blood sugar and fight inflammation. If you love pasta, try whole grain options or alternatives like lentil chickpea or quinoa pasta. They're lower in sugar, higher in protein, and essential nutrients that support muscle recovery. Don't forget to pair your breakfast with lean protein like grilled chicken, boiled eggs, or baked salmon. Add in some healthy fats from avocado, extra virgin olive oil, or nuts like walnuts and almonds. These not only help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins, but also reduce inflammation and protect your muscle tissue. Even if you change just one meal a day, say, switching from white bread to whole grain or from instant cereal to slow-cooked oats, you're sending a message to your body. I choose to nourish strength, not deplete it. Remember this. Every meal isn't just about filling your stomach. It's a chance to rebuild strength, restore muscle, and protect your independence. And every change, no matter how small, begins with your morning routine. Right after those soft white slices of bread comes another seemingly harmless habit, one that many of us follow every morning without a second thought: drinking fruit juice instead of eating whole fruit. Picture this. It's a quiet morning, sunlight streaming through the window. You sit at your breakfast table, your meal prepared, a cup of coffee in hand, and finally you reach for a chilled glass of orange juice. It's a habit you've kept for years, simple, familiar, even healthy it seems. We've been told for so long that orange juice is rich in vitamin C, great for immunity, and the perfect way to start the day. But behind that healthy image lies something most people overlook. Fruit juice is not the same as fruit. While it may come from real fruit, the moment you extract the juice, one vital element is lost: fiber. Fiber is the natural shield that slows down how fast sugar enters your bloodstream, keeps your digestion steady, and prevents blood sugar spikes. According to Harvard Health, when you eat a whole orange, the sugar is absorbed slowly thanks to the soluble fiber. But when you drink a glass of juice, even fresh squeezed, you're flooding your system with the sugar of 3 to 4 oranges and with nearly no fiber to regulate it. So what happens? A sugar storm inside your body. Your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas scrambles to release a surge of insulin, and then comes the crash, that sluggish, sleepy, foggy-headed feeling. More importantly, these constant sugar highs and lows trigger chronic inflammation, damaging tissues, including muscle. The main sugar in fruit juice is fructose, a type processed directly by the liver. When you consume too much fructose over time, the liver turns the excess into fat, leading to a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. According to the CDC, nearly 25% of adults over 60 in the US show signs of this condition, most of them unaware. A weakened liver directly affects how your body processes nutrients, especially how it delivers amino acids to your muscles. Without that delivery system working properly, you could eat all the protein you want, but your muscles would still gradually weaken. And there's another hidden problem with fructose. It doesn't trigger satiety the way other nutrients do. The National Institutes of Health, NIH, found that fructose doesn't stimulate leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full. So, you can drink a glass of juice and feel hungry again just minutes later. This sets off a cycle of eating, drinking, and still feeling hungry, leading to excess calories and nutrient imbalance. People often ask, isn't drinking juice basically the same as eating fruit? The answer is no, not at all. When you eat whole fruit, you chew, which activates digestive enzymes and releases nutrients slowly. You'll probably stop at 1 or 2 pieces. But a glass of juice can contain the sugar of many fruits, far more than your body is meant to handle at once. And without fiber to balance it, it's like pouring sugar straight into your bloodstream. Over time, this contributes to insulin resistance when your cells stop responding to insulin the way they should. And when insulin can't do its job, your muscles don't get the amino acids they need to stay strong no matter how much protein you eat. So, is there a solution? Absolutely. You don't have to give up the refreshing sweetness of fruit. Just change how you enjoy it. Instead of juice, try making smoothies using whole fruits, keeping the fiber when possible. Combine oranges with low fructose fruits like strawberries, raspberries, or blueberries. This lowers the sugar load and adds antioxidants and fiber that support muscle health. If you prefer a lighter drink in the morning, go for a glass of water with lemon slices, or a cup of herbal tea like peppermint or chamomile. These keep you hydrated, support digestion, and place no extra burden on your liver or muscles, because what we drink matters just as much as what we eat. And sometimes the most familiar things, like that morning glass of orange juice, can quietly harm our health if we don't take a closer look at our habits. Next, we come to a common habit that many older adults stick to for its convenience and taste. But behind that smoky flavor and those pink slices lies a serious threat to your muscle health. Think back to last night, or even this morning you opened the fridge, feeling tired, not in the mood to cook something elaborate. And like you've done so many times before, you reached for a few slices of cold cuts, maybe a sausage or some ham to toss into a sandwich. Quick, easy, tasty. You think, at least I'm getting some protein. But here's the truth. Not all protein is created equal, and not everything that's convenient is healthy, especially after age 60. Many older adults choose processed meats because they're easy to use, last longer, and have that familiar flavor. But what often goes unnoticed is that behind the appealing taste and pleasant color is a lineup of hidden agents slowly damaging your muscles, joints, and metabolic health day by day, meal by meal. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, processed meats like sausages, bacon, cold cuts, and salami are classified among foods that increase the risk of chronic inflammation and metabolic disorders, issues that not only affect your heart, but also your ability to maintain and rebuild muscle mass. The main culprit: chemical preservatives, especially nitrites and nitrates, added to preserve color, flavor, and shelf life. Once inside your body, these compounds can convert into nitrosamines, which damage cells and create oxidative stress, a condition where free radicals outnumber your body's defenses. According to the Mayo Clinic, oxidative stress accelerates aging and breaks down muscle tissue, leading to muscle wasting, weakness, and longer recovery times after physical activity. And it doesn't stop there. Most processed meats contain high levels of saturated fat. And worse, the cheaper ones are loaded with trans fats. These fats clog blood vessels and reduce blood flow to your muscles, starving them of oxygen and nutrients. The result: muscles tire faster, grow weaker, and take longer to bounce back, even after something as simple as a walk or lifting a light bag. If you've felt unusually fatigued, prone to cramps, or like even carrying groceries feels harder than it used to, the cause may not be your age. It could be this repeated dietary habit. Another dangerous component in processed meat is sodium. A single serving of sausage or cold cuts can contain 30 to 40% of your entire day's recommended sodium intake, according to Harvard School of Public Health. High sodium levels dehydrate muscle cells, cause stiffness and cramping, and reduce flexibility. Dehydrated muscles are more prone to injury, slower to heal, and increase your risk of falls. One of the leading causes of hospitalization among seniors. Some might think, but at least I'm getting protein right. Yes, But the problem is that the quality of protein in processed meats is questionable. These products are often diluted with starches, fillers, and additives, meaning the actual protein content is low, and the essential amino acids aren't complete. That makes it harder for your body to build or repair muscle tissue even if you think you're getting enough protein on paper. So, what can you do? The good news is you don't need to become a gourmet chef, just go back to the basics and focus on whole foods. Make it a priority to cook your protein whenever possible. Grilled chicken, boiled eggs. Lean beef and salmon are all simple options, packed with complete amino acids. They contain no artificial preservatives, don't trigger inflammation, and help your muscles absorb protein more efficiently. If you love seafood, fatty fish like mackerel, sardines, and salmon offer not just high-quality protein, but also omega-3 fatty acids shown to reduce inflammation in muscles and joints, according to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Don't overlook eggs, nature's perfect protein. They're easy to cook, affordable, and full of essential nutrients like vitamin D, choline, and iron, all crucial for muscle synthesis and nerve function. If you follow a plant-based diet, lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, and nuts like almonds and walnuts are excellent sources of protein. When properly combined, they provide complete amino acid profiles without the excess sodium and preservatives found in processed meats. Start with small changes instead of a ham sandwich. Try a tuna salad with olive oil. Instead of morning sausages, go for boiled eggs and sautéed veggies. These options are simple, tasty, easy to prepare. And more importantly, they help protect your muscle strength and preserve your independence each day. Because in the end, real strength doesn't come from what's most convenient, it comes from the smart choices you make over and over again. Habit number 4, eating leafy greens. The wrong way, when a superfood becomes a barrier to muscle health. We all grew up hearing "eat your greens," and it's true, leafy green vegetables are one of nature's greatest gifts to our health. They're rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, all of which are essential for a strong immune system, healthy bones, and especially optimal muscle function. But what most people don't talk about is this: even the healthiest foods can become a problem if you eat them the wrong way or eat too much of them every day. Take spinach, for example. It's one of the most popular leafy greens, often found in salads, smoothies, or eaten raw as a snack companion. It's long been associated with strength and energy, even inspiring the cartoon character Popeye, who could lift an entire battleship with just one handful. There's no denying spinach contains valuable nutrients like iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K, all of which are vital for healthy muscles and bones. But here's a lesser-known truth: eating raw spinach in large amounts every day can actually reduce your body's ability to absorb those very nutrients. And the consequences go beyond digestion. They can directly impact your muscle strength over time. The issue lies in a natural compound found in spinach called oxalic acid or oxalate. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, oxalate binds with minerals like calcium and magnesium in the digestive tract, forming insoluble compounds that your body can't absorb. In other words, even if you eat all the right things, your body may still be missing out on the nutrients it needs to maintain strong, functional muscles. What happens when you don't get enough calcium and magnesium? First, you may experience frequent muscle cramps and spasms because magnesium helps regulate nerve signals and muscle contractions. A lack of calcium affects your muscles' ability to contract efficiently, leaving you feeling weak, easily fatigued, and slow to recover after activity. Over time, this can quietly lead to muscle loss, even while you believe you're eating super healthy. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology also found that consuming high oxalate foods daily can lead to oxalate buildup in the bloodstream, which puts stress on your kidneys. This is a common cause of oxalate kidney stones, a condition especially common in adults over 60. When kidney function is compromised, your body's ability to regulate minerals in the blood declines, affecting the very balance your muscles depend on to function. In short, your kidneys, though often overlooked, are key players in muscle health. It gets more complicated. Oxalates also interfere with the production of ATP, the energy molecule your muscle cells need to contract and move. When ATP levels drop, You get tired more quickly and need more time to recover from simple activities like standing up, walking, or carrying something light. This becomes especially concerning when the habit of eating raw spinach every day is practiced with good intentions. Many older adults do this, believing that the more leafy greens, the better. But like any food, what matters most is not just what you eat, but how and how much. Here's the good news: you don't need to cut spinach out of your diet. You just need to prepare it differently to keep its benefits and avoid its risks. According to the National Kidney Foundation, cooking spinach, lightly boiling or steaming, it can reduce oxalate levels by up to 40%. By discarding the cooking water, you remove a significant amount of soluble oxalates, allowing your body to better absorb calcium, magnesium, and other essential minerals. If you still enjoy raw spinach, limit it to once or twice a week, especially if you have a history of kidney stones or muscle weakness. You can also pair spinach with calcium-rich foods like low-fat dairy tofu almonds or sesame seeds. This combination helps counteract oxalate's mineral blocking effect and maintains a healthy mineral balance in your blood. And don't forget, the world of leafy greens is wide and diverse. Varieties like kale, arugula, romaine, and butter lettuce contain far less oxalate, but are still rich in vitamins and minerals. They're excellent alternatives for salads, smoothies, or soups. Just remember, strength doesn't only come from how much muscle you have, it comes from how well you nourish each cell. Behind every movement is a delicate system of minerals, enzymes, and energy, all of which need the right kind of support. And sometimes it's the foods you trust the most that need a second look, not to eliminate them, but to use them more wisely. Because healthy living isn't about eating more, it's about eating right, eating enough, and keeping everything in balance. Next up is a habit. So common, it's become part of daily life for millions, especially in the morning. It brings alertness, warmth in the palm of your hand, and sometimes a moment of peace in a hectic day. But drinking too much coffee or drinking it too late in the day can quietly wear down your muscle health, especially as you age. Here's the thing: coffee itself isn't the enemy. In moderation, it offers plenty of benefits. It's rich in antioxidants, boosts alertness, enhances brain function, and may even help lower the risk of certain heart conditions. The problem isn't what coffee is, but how we use it, especially when we drink too much or at the wrong time. According to Harvard Health Publishing, adults should limit caffeine to no more than 400 milligrams per day, roughly 3 to 4 small cups of coffee. But for people over 60, the tolerance for caffeine is often much lower. That's because the liver and kidneys slow down with age, meaning caffeine stays in the system longer, and its negative effects can linger far beyond what we expect. One of the key issues is mineral loss. Coffee has a mild diuretic effect, which means it makes your body flush out fluids. And with those fluids go essential minerals, especially calcium and magnesium, two nutrients critical for muscle function. Magnesium helps regulate muscle contraction, while calcium plays a key role in nerve signaling and muscle movement. When these minerals are depleted, symptoms like twitches, cramps, or unexplained fatigue may show up, often mistaken as just aging. Coffee also affects your hormonal system, particularly cortisol, the stress hormone. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, or during moments of stress, your cortisol levels can spike. According to the National Institutes of Health (NIH), sustained high cortisol breaks down muscle tissue because the body converts muscle protein into quick energy to cope with stress. If you drink coffee several times a day, especially in the afternoon or evening, your body doesn't get the downtime it needs to balance hormones and rebuild tissue. Over time, that means gradual muscle loss. Another serious consequence is poor sleep. The Sleep Foundation notes that caffeine can stay in your body for up to 6 to 8 hours. So if you have coffee early in the afternoon, it could still interfere with your deep sleep later that night. And here's why that matters. Deep sleep is when your body produces growth hormone, the key player in repairing and rebuilding muscle. If your sleep cycle is shortened or disrupted, your muscles don't get the chance to recover or grow, and sleep deprivation has a ripple effect. You wake up feeling tired, move less during the day, feel more fatigued, and that feeds into a negative loop of inactivity, muscle loss, and restless nights. On top of that, coffee is mildly acidic. For some people, too much coffee can irritate the digestive tract and interfere with nutrient absorption, indirectly slowing down your muscle repair. Low-grade chronic inflammation, common in older adults, may also be worsened by high acid levels in the body, making your muscles even more vulnerable to damage. So what can you do? You don't need to give up coffee completely. The key lies in how much and when you drink it. Limit yourself to 1 to 2 small cups of coffee per day, max. Drink it in the morning after a light breakfast to avoid stomach irritation and cortisol spikes. Avoid coffee after 2 p.m., especially if you struggle with sleep or wake up during the night. If you still want a warm drink in the afternoon, consider green tea, lower in caffeine, high in antioxidants that benefit muscles and brain health. Herbal teas like chamomile ginger or rooibos, calming, caffeine-free, supportive of digestion and relaxation. And if you're a daily coffee drinker, offset the effects by focusing on a diet rich in muscle-supporting minerals. Cooked leafy greens to reduce oxalates. Nuts like almonds and walnuts. Cooked seeds like sesame and chia. And when possible, mineral water rich in magnesium and calcium. Because your strength doesn't just come from workouts or hitting your protein goals, it also comes from the small choices you make every day. Even something as simple as when you drink your first cup of coffee can either support or sabotage your muscle health in the long run. The smallest things, your morning routine, a convenient snack, or a familiar drink, can quietly shape your strength day after day. A slice of white bread, a glass of juice stripped of its fiber, a piece of processed meat, a plate of greens eaten the wrong way, a cup of coffee sipped too late. None of these are major mistakes on their own, but when repeated every day, they add up. They quietly weaken your muscles, making it harder to stand, walk, or simply feel strong in your own body. But here's the beautiful truth. Your body doesn't need perfection to begin healing. It just needs better choices. And that can start today. You don't need to overhaul your entire kitchen overnight. Just switch white bread for whole grain. Swap juice for a full fruit smoothie. Choose fresh cuts over packaged meats. Cook your greens instead of always eating them raw. And set your coffee down a little earlier in the afternoon. Each of these small decisions is a message to your body that says, I choose strength. I choose resilience. I choose to stay independent. Whether you're 60, 70, or 80, your body still knows how to rebuild. It's waiting for you to give it the chance. So how many of these habits show up in your daily routine? Which one surprised you the most? And which one are you ready to change so your strength doesn't slip away without you even noticing? Because strength isn't just about lifting heavy things. It's being able to walk to the park in the evening, to cook the meal you love with your own 2 hands, to rise from a chair without anyone's help. Strength is living on your terms, free, capable, and confident. If this message helped you understand your body a little better, share it with someone you love, a partner, an old friend, or a neighbor who could use a little hope. Because we're not just getting older, we're still living, and we deserve to live powerfully. And if you found this content helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the Senior Health Wisdom channel, where each week we bring you trusted tips on how to eat smarter, age stronger, and stay active at every stage of life. I'll see you in the next video, and together we'll keep getting stronger one day at a time.